Ever wondered what mysterious secrets the ocean might be hiding? Well, get ready to dive into one of the strangest and most unsettling discoveries ever made beneath the sea. Technology or mysterious animal. Have you ever thought about the mysterious things that might be hiding deep beneath the ocean's surface? Secrets so strange, they could make us rethink everything we know about life on Earth. Well, let me take you to the Gulf of Mexico, near Houston, Texas, where something truly unsettling grabbed everyone's attention in the year 2008. While Houston isn't usually the center of eerie discoveries, this particular event caught the world's eye, and for good reason. It all started when the Shell Oil Company was carrying out a routine underwater survey using a remotely operated vehicle, ROV. The mission was simple: map the ocean floor at an incredible depth of around 6,100 meters, more than 20,000 feet down. It seemed like just another regular task, but what the camera uncovered was anything but ordinary. As the ROV descended further into the dark, unfathomable depths, it captured a bizarre, unidentifiable figure. At first, people couldn't decide what it was. Some speculated it might be an odd piece of machinery, possibly a relic from human activity. Others were convinced it looked like a squid, but as the ROV got closer, the mystery only deepened. The figure didn't match the features of any squid or octopus known to man. Could it be some kind of deep-sea alien? That's what many people began to wonder. The internet went wild with theories. Was this a creature from another planet, sent to explore Earth's oceans? Or could it be an entirely new species, hiding in the deepest, darkest parts of our seas? To this day, the footage continues to spark intrigue and speculation. Experts and skeptics alike have tried to figure out what it was, but no one has come up with a solid answer. Whether it's an alien, a creature never before seen by humans, or something else entirely, this strange encounter still baffles and fascinates people around the world. Curious case of underwater known graveyard. Picture this. Divers in England's deep lakes stumble upon a strange and unsettling sight. Garden gnomes, the cheerful little statues you might expect to see perched in someone's yard. But here, they're submerged under the water, creating an eerie, surreal scene. How in the world did gnomes end up at the bottom of these lakes? Was it a prank, an artistic statement, or something even stranger? To make sense of this odd phenomenon, let's rewind a bit. Garden gnomes originated in Germany during the 19th century and became wildly popular in England, with almost every home featuring one of these smiling figures in their garden. But somewhere along the way, this harmless tradition took an unexpected turn. Gnomes began mysteriously appearing at the bottoms of lakes, arranged almost like an underwater cemetery. One of the most well-known locations for this eerie phenomenon is Wastewater, one of England's deepest lakes. Divers exploring its depths have discovered hundreds of gnomes with their frozen smiles and quirky expressions carefully placed along the sandy lakebed. It's a bizarre sight that's equal parts whimsical and unsettling. But the real question is, how did these gnomes get there, and why? No one knows for sure, but it's become a hot topic among divers and online forums, where people share photos and stories of their strange underwater encounters. Some believe it's a playful trick, while others suspect it's just a joke that has gotten wildly out of hand. Just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, the ocean has a way of proving us wrong. Hold on tight, because this next creature is so strange, it might just be from another world. Deep-sea alien jellyfish. What if I told you there's a jellyfish so bizarre it's earned the nickname Alien? No, seriously, this isn't a sci-fi movie. A team of ecologists and marine biologists was exploring the Java Trench, diving to an incredible depth of 7,126 meters in search of the most mysterious and bizarre creatures of the deep. They were already prepared to encounter some unusual marine life, but what they found left them completely speechless. This was something no one had ever seen before. Out of the dark, suffocating depths, a jellyfish emerged, floating like a ghost in the inky water. At first glance, it appeared to be a bluish, balloon-like body with long strings trailing behind it, drifting effortlessly through the abyss. But as the team zoomed in with their cameras, what they discovered was far stranger. The jellyfish had multiple tentacles and, most surprisingly, a thick rope-like structure that seemed to anchor it to the sea floor. At first, they couldn't make sense of it. What was this strange appendage? Why did it look so different from anything they had seen before? It turns out that this rope is an essential part of how the jellyfish survives. It's not just some random feature. It helps the jellyfish navigate through the water, anchoring it and keeping it stable even in the most extreme conditions of the deep ocean. Imagine trying to move in an environment where the pressure is 500 times greater than what we experience on the surface. Now, imagine something gliding through that pressure like it's taking a casual swim. That's what made this jellyfish's movement so remarkable. Despite the intense pressure, the crushing weight of the water, and the complete lack of light, this creature moves through the ocean with effortless grace. The footage of the jellyfish has earned it the nickname Alien Jellyfish, and after seeing it, it's easy to see why. It doesn't just look out of this world, it acts like it. The jellyfish's ability to thrive in such extreme conditions is mind-blowing. This is a creature that seems to break the laws of nature as we know them, defying all expectations of how life should behave in such an unforgiving environment. Scientists believe the jellyfish's body is made mostly of gelatin, which is likely why it's able to withstand such tremendous pressure. Its gelatinous structure may allow it to avoid being crushed by the crushing depths of the water around it. But still, the way it glides through the water with such ease, despite the unimaginable challenges it faces, feels almost alien, as if the ocean has birthed a life form so unique, so unlike anything we know, it might as well come from another planet. This discovery challenges everything we think we know about life in the deepest parts of our planet. If creatures like this jellyfish exist, what else could be lurking down there in the abyss? The ocean is still full of secrets, many of which we may never fully understand. But one thing is for sure, the deeper we go, the weirder things get. Talk about a close call, right? But sometimes what lurks in the deep is just the beginning, and things can get even stranger when you least expect it. Close calling deep a diverse tale. Picture this. You're diving in the vast open ocean. The water is calm, peaceful, and mesmerizing. But suddenly, you get a strange feeling, like you're being watched. Creepy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to one brave diver who found himself face to face with a predator you definitely don't want to meet up close: a shark. The diver was calmly exploring the underwater world, taking in the sights when, at first, he noticed something lurking in the distance. It was nearly invisible, blending in perfectly with its surroundings. But then his instincts kicked in. It was a shark, a big one. Even though everything seemed calm, he knew better than to let his guard down. For a moment, the shark just hovered, watching from afar. But in the blink of an eye, everything changed. The calm waters turned into a fight for survival as the shark lunged forward, jaws open, ready to strike. Luckily, this diver wasn't just experienced, he was fast. Using quick reflexes and the tools at his disposal, he narrowly avoided the deadly jaws. The shark came dangerously close, but with sharp maneuvers and a stroke of luck, the diver managed to fend it off just enough to make his escape. Thanks to his fast thinking and swift actions, he made it back to the surface, shaken but safe. But imagine if things had gone differently. One wrong move, and this could have been a tragic story instead of a miraculous escape. This encounter serves as a stark reminder of just how unpredictable and dangerous the deep ocean can be, even in moments of apparent calm. Survival in such an environment relies on not just skill, but the ability to react in the face of unimaginable danger. Just when you think a peaceful dive can't get any more intense, the unexpected can hit you like a freight train, sometimes literally. Danger lurking in the Clare River. Imagine this: a diver peacefully gliding through the calm waters of the St. Clair River, surrounded by the quiet beauty of the underwater world. It's the kind of serene moment many divers live for. Sounds peaceful, right? Well, that peace was short-lived. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a powerful current crashes into him, throwing him off balance and rattling him to his core. His body is shaken and disoriented. Before he even has a chance to make sense of what's happening, something massive comes barreling toward him. What do you do in a moment like that? Freeze in fear, panic, and swim for your life? This wasn't just a random fright. It wasn't a figment of his imagination. What he was facing was a massive freighter slicing through the water above him. The current created by its wake was so violent that he had to grab onto the rocks at the riverbed just to keep himself from being sucked into the turbulence. And the scariest part? The freighter's propeller, an enormous whirling force of metal, was dangerously close. Just a few more feet, and he could have been dragged into its path, with no chance of escape. Picture that moment, gripping those rocks, fighting the current, your heart racing as the massive freighter passes overhead. The noise of the propeller, the roar of the water, the deafening realization that any wrong move could end in disaster. For that diver, those seconds felt like an eternity. The fear of being pulled into that spinning machine, powerless to escape, was a real and terrifying possibility. Thankfully, he survived, but the memory of that near-death encounter would stay with him forever. It's a chilling reminder of how quickly the tranquil beauty of the underwater world can turn into a life-threatening situation. The ocean's depths never fail to surprise us, but sometimes the strangest discoveries can be found in the most unexpected places, like under a lake in the middle of the United States. Secrets beneath Lake Michigan. Let's talk about something truly mind-blowing found right here in the U.S., hidden beneath the waters of Lake Michigan. Back in 2007, a professor from Northwestern University, specializing in underwater archaeology, made a discovery that would leave experts and historians scratching their heads for years. While conducting research at a depth of about 25 meters, he stumbled upon something that looked more like art than nature, a perfect circle of stones. At first, it seemed like an odd coincidence, just a pile of rocks stacked together in a neat formation. But the closer he examined the site, the stranger it became. The stones were so evenly spaced, it looked like someone had meticulously measured the gaps between each one. No natural forces could have arranged them this precisely, and that's when the professor realized he had uncovered something truly extraordinary. This wasn't just a random pile of rocks. It was an intentional structure that someone had created long ago. But who made it and why? As the professor and his team continued their research, they uncovered something even more astounding. The formation turned out to be over 10,000 years old. Yes, 10,000 years. That's older than some of the most iconic human-made structures we know, like the Egyptian pyramids. And it wasn't just a simple circle of stones, it was far more intricate and carefully crafted than anything that could have been done by primitive civilizations. Whoever created this underwater circle had advanced knowledge of measurement, geometry, and construction techniques that were far ahead of their time. Scientists have since dubbed the discovery Underwater Stonehenge, a nod to the famous Stonehenge in England, which also remains shrouded in mystery. But what makes this site in Lake Michigan even more intriguing is that it lies submerged beneath the water, hidden for centuries. Was it created by an ancient civilization we know little about, a culture long lost to time? Or could this underwater formation be part of a much larger, undiscovered network of ancient sites, submerged over millennia as the Earth's waters shifted and rose? The underwater Stonehenge challenges everything we thought we knew about early human civilizations. It suggests that ancient cultures may have had far more advanced engineering and architectural knowledge than we ever imagined. Some theories even speculate that this structure could have been a ceremonial site, a place of spiritual or astronomical significance, much like its land-based counterpart. One of the most fascinating aspects of this discovery is the possibility that Lake Michigan and other bodies of water might be hiding more ancient secrets beneath their surfaces. What else could be submerged, waiting to be uncovered by curious researchers with the potential to rewrite history as we know it? As scientists continue to study the site, one thing is clear: the underwater Stonehenge is only the beginning of a much larger mystery buried beneath the water's surface, one that may hold answers to questions we've yet to even ask. If you thought the last story was intense, just wait. This next one takes the fear factor to a whole new level. Underwater attack in Canadian waters. Now imagine yourself in the chilly waters of Canada. A lone snorkeler, a woman, ventures out, expecting nothing more than a peaceful, serene experience. She's alone, surrounded by the quiet beauty of the underwater world, enjoying the calm, rhythmic flow of the water. But as they say, still waters run deep, and sometimes they run dangerously deep. What was meant to be a tranquil dive quickly becomes a fight for survival. Out of nowhere, something in the darkness shifts, and a massive, powerful creature explodes into view, attacking her without warning or mercy. The attack is swift. The water is instantly clouded with blood as the predator strikes, throwing the swimmer into sheer panic. Imagine being alone in the vastness of the ocean, with nothing but the dark, cold water around you, as chaos unfolds just inches from your body. You try to fight back, but the terror sets in. What do you do when you're all alone, with no one to help? That moment of fear, helplessness, and isolation is something no one ever forgets. The footage of the attack is brief, but it's unforgettable. It's a stark reminder of how unpredictable the ocean can be. Though the attack itself is harrowing, the woman's survival is a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. Thankfully, others nearby are believed to have come to her rescue, but the incident remains a powerful reminder that the ocean holds many secrets, and not all of them are benign. What we do know for sure is this: the ocean is not just a peaceful, beautiful world, it's also a dangerous one. There are predators out there, lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to strike without warning. The terror of this encounter shows just how quickly the ocean, once a calm and welcoming place, can transform into a nightmare. It's a reminder that beneath the serene beauty of the water lies a realm that is as mysterious as it is deadly. Ever heard tales of strange creatures lurking in the depths of the ocean? The kind that make you question what's really down there? Well, prepare yourself for a story that might shock you to next level: Alien of the Deep. In a mission to study marine life, a team of researchers sent a remotely operated underwater vehicle more than 1,100 meters, over 3,700 feet, below the ocean's surface. At first, everything was as expected. The cameras recorded the usual deep-sea creatures that are right at home in the dark, quiet depths of the ocean. But then something extraordinary happened. From the darkness emerged a creature so bizarre that it looked completely otherworldly. It was hard to describe, almost like it didn't belong on Earth. If you were there, what would you think? Would you believe it was real, or suspect it was an elaborate hoax? The creature didn't just sit there, it began to morph. Yes, it literally changed shape in front of the camera, almost like it was putting on a show. Its appearance shifted to something squid-like, glowing eerily in the darkness. The sight was so surreal, it felt like it belonged in a science fiction movie. But just when you thought things couldn't get any stranger, the creature moved closer to the ROV, as if it was inspecting the vehicle, studying it in some way. Imagine being the researcher watching this in real time, holding your breath, unsure of what was happening. Then, in an instant, the creature changed its mind. Before it could reach the camera, it disintegrated, vanishing from view as if it had never been there at all. To this day, scientists have no idea what kind of creature it was. Some believe it could be an undiscovered species with abilities beyond anything we've seen, while others wonder if it's something even stranger. The footage has been thoroughly analyzed and confirmed as completely authentic. No editing, no manipulation. But that leaves us with one burning question. What was it? A previously unknown species? A biological marvel of evolution? Or could it be something extraterrestrial? No one has been able to explain why the creature changed shape or how it moved the way it did. It remains one of the most perplexing mysteries of the deep, leaving us to wonder what other strange, alien-like creatures might be hiding beneath the ocean's surface, just waiting to be discovered. If you think art belongs only in galleries and museums, think again. There's an entire world of art waiting beneath the waves, where creativity meets the deep ocean. Art beneath waves. Let's dive into something that's mesmerizing and eerie. An underwater museum hidden off the southeast coast of Cyprus. Picture this. Not a natural reef or a sunken ship, but a place where art and marine life collide in the most surreal way imaginable. This isn't your typical collection of paintings or sculptures. It's a gallery submerged under the sea, where human figures are frozen in everyday activities, transformed by the depths of time. These sculptures, meant to mimic life on land, have been reimagined for the ocean's mysterious world. Marine life has made its home among them, using the figures as a canvas to create a hauntingly beautiful scene. Sea creatures weave through the sculptures, turning the once static human figures into living parts of the underwater environment. What once represented human life on land is now a strange, eerie fusion of man-made art and nature's influence. For divers who stumble upon this underwater museum, the experience is nothing short of surreal. It's unsettling to see familiar human shapes suspended in the quiet depths, surrounded by the life of the sea. The feeling it evokes forces us to confront the intersection of human existence and the natural world in a way that's impossible to forget. This hidden museum challenges us to rethink art and nature, blurring the lines between them in a place where time seems to stand still, and the beauty of both the human form and the ocean's creatures come together in a hauntingly unforgettable way. Let's take a journey to the Red Sea, a place known for its incredible underwater life and beauty. Mysterious eels in the Red Sea. A diver exploring the depths of the sea managed to capture a video of something truly out of the ordinary, something you certainly don't see every day. In this remarkable footage, hundreds of eels were spotted behaving in a way that no one has been able to fully explain. Here's what the diver saw. The eels had buried themselves deeply in the soft, fine sand, leaving only their heads exposed to the open water. They remained eerily still, swaying gently with the current, almost as if they were synchronized with the rhythm of the sea. There was a strange calmness to the scene, but what made it even more intriguing was that there was no hunting, no fighting, no swimming around or searching for food. The eels just seemed to be perfectly still, as though they were in a state of deep tranquility, like they were meditating or performing some sort of ritual in the depths of the ocean. But what could be behind such unusual and fascinating behavior? Could the eels be hiding from predators, staying perfectly still to avoid detection? Or is it possible that this is something else entirely? Perhaps a form of collective behavior, a way for the eels to protect one another or communicate in a way we don't fully understand. It's hard to say, and the mystery deepens as the video of this strange event quickly went viral across social media platforms, sparking heated discussions and theories from people all around the world. Some individuals suggest that this is a survival strategy, where the eels are using this unique behavior to stay hidden and avoid becoming prey for larger animals. Others believe it could be linked to mating rituals, with the eels entering this meditative state as part of a natural process. Still, there are some who think it's something entirely unknown, an entirely new behavior or adaptation that no one has observed before, and that might hold some hidden truth about the eel's behavior or their environment. Even marine biologists, who have dedicated their careers to studying eels and other sea creatures, are left with more questions than answers. After years of research and observation, they admit they've never witnessed anything like this. In fact, some experts say that this is one of the most puzzling and intriguing marine mysteries they've encountered in a long time. The behavior of these eels has become a topic of great interest, and people are eager to learn more about what could be happening in the depths of the Red Sea. As more attention grows around this mystery, many are hoping that further research will shed some light on the situation. But for now, the strange scene remains one of the ocean's many unsolved wonders. Could it be a new form of eel behavior? Or is there something more profound happening beneath the surface of the sea? Only time and more investigation will tell. Have you ever heard a strange story that leaves you questioning what's going on? The mystery of the lake. Norman Plain. Well, let's dive into the mystery of Lake Norman in North Carolina. Back in 2013, authorities made a discovery so bizarre it had everyone scratching their heads. Sonar equipment had picked up what appeared to be the image of an airplane resting on the lake bed. The odd part: there had never been any reports of a plane crash in the area. No wreckage, no emergency calls, and no missing planes. So, how did an entire airplane end up in a lake without anyone noticing? Naturally, investigators decided to dive down and take a closer look. And to their surprise, the sonar had been correct. There, at the bottom of the lake, was a plane, completely intact. But here's where it gets even stranger. The plane wasn't just in one piece. It was empty. No passengers, no bodies, and no sign of any crash or emergency landing. Creepy, right? As you might imagine, the discovery made headlines everywhere. People had questions, and soon enough, theories started flying. Was it part of some crime? Or maybe an old, forgotten incident? Just as the story was heating up, a woman named Barbara Anderson came forward, claiming to own the plane. Her explanation was logical, but still left many puzzled. According to Barbara, the plane had been used for training exercises. During one session, someone had forgotten to activate the locking mechanism, causing the plane to slide off and end up at the bottom of the lake, undetected for years. Sounds wild, right? Even with Barbara's explanation, people couldn't help but feel there was more to the story. Was her account the full truth, or was there something else going on? And how did the plane end up in the lake without a single witness or shred of evidence for so many years? The mystery only deepened. How could such an intact plane stay hidden for so long? Some locals even wondered if there was a connection to the area's history, perhaps involving other strange events or disappearances. Despite Barbara's claim, many felt that there were still unanswered questions lurking beneath the surface. In the end, Barbara got her plane back, and life went on. But the strange story of the plane in Lake Norman has never truly been solved. To this day, locals still gather to share their theories about what really happened. Whether or not we'll ever know the full truth remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure: the mystery continues to intrigue everyone who hears it. What would you do if you stumbled upon a creature so strange it left scientists completely baffled? The deep sea mystery in Sagami Bay. During a Japanese marine expedition in Sagami Bay, what started as a routine dive quickly turned into a discovery that seemed to come straight out of a horror movie. The researchers weren't expecting anything unusual at all. Their goal was simple: explore the corals and the seafloor about 10 minutes, or roughly 33 feet below the surface. Seems harmless enough, right? But instead of just corals, they found something that continues to spark intense debates and mystery to this very day. The creature had some seriously eerie features so unsettling that the researchers weren't sure whether to keep filming or just scramble to safety. Here's where things get really strange. The creature's head was far too large for its body, so disproportionately big that it looked almost unnatural. It had two ghostly white eyes that glowed faintly, giving it a chilling, almost otherworldly appearance. And across its face was a thin line, resembling what could only be described as a sinister, unnerving smile. Yes, a smile. Imagine coming face to face with something like that underwater. Creepy doesn't even begin to cover it. The researchers, understandably, managed to record the entire encounter. But that's all they could do. They were too stunned to take any further action, and honestly, who could blame them? What do you even do with a creature like that? What would you call it? A deep-sea monster? A genetic anomaly? Or is it something completely new, something we've never seen before? Since that discovery, scientists have been desperately trying to figure out what this creature actually is. Could it be a completely new species? One that's been hiding in the depths for centuries? Or is it something even stranger? An evolutionary oddity, or perhaps a mutation that we can't yet understand? So far, no one has been able to provide any concrete answers. The video footage has only raised more questions than it answered. Researchers are left wondering how something like this has been able to evade discovery for so long, living so deep in the ocean's depths where human eyes rarely reach. One thing is certain: this strange creature hasn't disappeared. It's still lurking somewhere in the murky waters of Sagami Bay, continuing to defy everything we think we know about marine life. Its existence challenges our understanding of the deep sea, and who knows what other bizarre creatures are waiting to be discovered beneath the surface.